Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. So today it's gonna be a very relaxed video. As you can see, I'm sitting in our living room. I don't even have my microphone here or my lights, so it's gonna be more of a vlog quality. So I hope that the light is gonna remain nice and I hope that you can hear me well because I'm a little bit further from the camera than usual, but I do have a pretty loud voice, so I think that should be okay. Now, I thought I should film these videos occasionally because that's a great way how to just sit down and talk about random things. And there are a few things that are on my mind that I would like to share. So if you want to chat with me, if you just want to lay back, have a cup of tea or coffee, and listen to my random rambling, then please keep watching. I am drinking my favorite chocolate chai tea. What a surprise, with oat drink, and I have also a glass of water on the lounge table next to me. So if you want to, you can share with us what kind of drink you got yourself for this video. And the first thing I want to talk about is pretty much as random as it gets because I would like to talk shortly about the weather. So when we came back from Croatia, it was still so warm. It was wonderful. It was something around 28 degrees Celsius. I don't know by heart what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's pretty warm. And I've been wearing mostly just dresses or shorts to work for most of the week, but by the end of the week the temperature dropped pretty drastically. It started also raining a lot, and today is the first day that I actually started heating here downstairs. It's that cold. So for me, when that happens, that's always an indicator that fall is officially here, and I absolutely love fall. I love that everything is changing colors. I love the fact that the sun is lower because then it kind of shines differently on all things and everything looks so golden and warm and the air smells so wonderful. I just enjoy the season so much. And I hope that the fall is going to stay nice, that it's not going to be raining all the time, because I enjoy walks in the woods with Hercules, because then you walk through the leaves and the sound that it makes is just so beautiful. So that's something I'm absolutely looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to Halloween, so that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I already started creating Halloween stuff, like my Halloween DIYs. So the first video is already up on my DIY channel. It's for a very easy but very cute Halloween decor, so I will link it down below. And my next project is going to be probably Hercules' Halloween costume, and it's gonna be fun. And I'm also planning on making one costume for myself, and if I will have enough time, I might make myself a second costume. So that's gonna be a lot happening on my DIY channel also in the next few weeks. And then there is one more thing that's negative partially, but partially also positive, because I want to share my thoughts on that. And it's a thing I really need to get off my chest. And that would be the double standard on the internet that sometimes really pisses me off. Now, the moment you open, let's say, a Twitter account or a YouTube channel or an Instagram account, and the moment you start posting stuff publicly, there will be some people who will feel like just because they follow you, they own you and they are entitled to pretty much anything. So there will be people who will have no respect for your privacy, who will have no respect for your feelings, and who feel like they get to talk to you in any way they want to, but you're not allowed to talk back. And that's something I don't like. I mean, obviously, if I would have just hate comments, like the genuine hate, I would ignore it because it's just not worth my time. But sometimes I get comments, and that happens very rarely, and I'm not talking about a certain comment here, it's just in general. Sometimes I get comments that I feel like that's so unnecessary because it's basically just negative and it doesn't solve anything. Because if someone would like say, for example, on this video, well, the sound quality is not great, I would absolutely agree, because I have a camera that doesn't have a microphone connection. So when I want to film with microphone, I have to have my laptop with me, and I have to record the sound separately and then exchange it. And today it's supposed to be a relaxed video, so I have my reason for allowing not having the best quality, like allowing it to myself. And I would agree with the person, and that would be, in my opinion, a constructive criticism, because it is true that I could have brought an extension cord and my laptop and somehow placed the microphone somewhere. So I would have to agree. But what I don't get is when sometimes people don't even start watching videos, or like watch only a part of the video, and regardless of the content, they comment just on the looks of the person, and they are spreading just negative comments that are not solving anything. Like, for example, let's say Bob would have a YouTube channel about puppies, and he would have one video where he would talk about this sad little puppy who got sick, and Bob would love this little puppy, and it would break his heart, and he would spill his heart in this video. And then there would be Carl. Let's say, I'm sorry if you called Carl, I love the name, but let's say Carl is a person who was gonna write a negative comment to Bob. So you would be Carl, and you would come to this video about Bob's sick puppy, and you would watch 2 minutes, and then you would write, I'm really sorry about that, but your haircut looks really crappy. Now, obviously, Bob is in a situation where something bad's happening to a puppy he loves, so commenting on his hair is not really doing any good to pretty much anyone, and it would be very understandable that Bob would either ignore it and think like, Carl is a fucking idiot, that has nothing to do with my sick puppy, or Bob would get upset. And when Bob gets upset, it could happen that Bob would write back to Carl, this is very superficial and I really don't care what you think about my haircut. And usually, from what I experienced myself and from what I have seen on other channels and accounts, when something like that happens, when Bob responds like that, Carl gets really upset because Bob is very arrogant, and that's not a way how to treat your followers. Now, it's a simple human reaction. Bob is upset about his puppy. Carl comments on something that has nothing to do with his puppy. It upsets Bob, so Bob writes back, and he's not happy about the comment, so he makes it very clear. And I feel like this double standard is really getting old, because I understand that everyone's entitled to their opinion, but people with their opinions should also understand that it's not always necessary to force their opinion on anyone under every single circumstances. Sometimes in human interaction, it's really important to know when not to say things. If you have friends, it is important to be honest, but sometimes it is good not to say anything and leave your friends be, because it's just not the time, and sometimes it doesn't do any good, not to you, not to your friends. Like, if Bob's haircut is crappy but Bob loves it, he's still gonna wear this haircut regardless of how many people hate it. And the only thing these people are going to achieve is that when Bob's gonna have, like, let's say 100,000 subscribers, and 50,000 people would say that his haircut is crappy, it would make him feel really sad. And why? I mean, obviously it's a haircut he picked. It might be a haircut he didn't pick, but the hairdresser fucked it up and he's only waiting to grow it out, and he doesn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we have to understand that on the other side is also just a human being, just like ourselves. But fortunately, sometimes in situations like these, it's still possible to discuss things out, and that's something I really appreciate. That's usually the way that it goes on this channel, and for that I'm really grateful. But I just wanted to throw this out, that sometimes this double standard really yanks my chain, because it's like, I get it, like, it should be okay to comment, and it should be possible to not say just the positive things. But sometimes we have to think about, if I say something or write something negative, does it really solve something apart from making the other person feeling bad? Do I want the other person to feel bad? You know what I mean? So I personally do it the way that when I am on a channel or account, and when I'm about to comment, I always try to put myself in the position of the person that I'm writing to, and I really try to formulate things as nicely or as clearly as possible. And if that's not necessarily agreeing with the person, then I'm always trying to make it clear that I respect the other person's opinion, because I feel like we can share so many thoughts as long as we don't make it just about ourselves, and as long as we don't think that only our opinion is the right opinion. And that's something obviously many people around the internet have to learn. And also what I have noticed is, like, when you go on channels where people have like millions of subscribers, they are really successful, some people feel like they can get anything from the person just because they're successful, and they have no respect to their privacy whatsoever. And I just think it's really wrong, and that's something I would also not put up with. Now, I also wanted to make one thing clear. I never try to please everyone, and I really don't care about what people think about the way I look, the way I dress, the way I dance, the way I do my yoga, the way I cook, because I am not here to please every single person, because it's not possible. I'm obviously trying to do my best, but sometimes I don't want to do things a certain way, and it might not be understandable for other people, but it's okay for me, and I might have my reasons. And if you're looking for a channel where a person has always the perfect hair and the perfect clothes on and does everything perfectly, that's the wrong channel then, because most of the time I am a mess. And I know I have so much to learn, and there's so much I have to work on my personality, but I'm just here to share my journey. And sometimes I'm gonna look like a slop when I'm gonna be filming, but I don't care, because I want to be authentic and genuine, and I don't want to make this channel just about looks, because even though I love styling myself, there are certain things I like that you might not like. You might not find some things pretty, but that's okay. But just let me be the way I am, because that wouldn't be me. I'm not gonna change my looks or the way I am for anyone, because then I would lose myself. And I don't want to lose my personality just because one person in 100 would say I don't like this and point something out. And I also don't understand what some people expect when they go to others and point out things that they don't find pretty. I mean, do they expect that you're gonna burn your entire wardrobe, or, I don't know, wear a wig or something like that? That's also something I never understood. But clearly it's very important to some people, and they feel like they need to share their opinion. But I can only say sometimes it's really best to accept that just because I don't like what I see doesn't mean that the other person can't like it. These are my thoughts on this double standard. That was pretty long, but that was something that's been, working, like sitting in my head for a while now. Another thing, I am so lazy today. I was actually planning on doing pole dance this morning originally, but I got up really early, even though it's Sunday, because Jack was leaving for the States today and he had to get up very early, and I got up with him because I wanted to spend some time with him before he leaves. So I felt like I could have used a little bit more sleep, so I didn't feel like I had the energy to do pole dance. Plus, I've been doing a lot of sports the whole summer, and when I was in Croatia, I was swimming every day. We've been hiking, and I've been doing yoga and paddleboarding, and this week I've been riding my bike a lot and stretching a lot. So I'm like, it must be possible to be just lazy one day. So I've been editing the whole morning, and then I just planted my butt on the sofa here, and I've been watching some YouTube videos because there are a few YouTubers I follow, and I had to catch up because I haven't watched anything since I left for Croatia, and actually also a few days before that, because I was very busy before I left. And that felt really good. I feel like it's really important when you feel like you need some time to relax, then you should probably take the time. Otherwise, you might end up being just drained and overly tired. And as a person who has a burnout behind her, I can tell you it can end up really badly after a while. So I remember in 2012, at the end of the year, I experienced a moment where I wasn't even able to open envelopes. Like, I had a pile of mail in front of me and I felt so overwhelmed and I started crying and I just froze. And I had to get an assistant back then. It was a really difficult time for me, and it took me a while until I was back to my true self, when I was again full of energy and when I was able to function. So I learned the hard way that it is really important to take time for ourselves, and it is great to push ourselves, but there are limits, and sometimes we have to respect these limits. Otherwise, it might turn ugly. So that's probably the last thing. I am really looking forward to the next few weeks because, as I said, I love fall. It's the pumpkin season and I'm planning on filming a few recipes for you guys. So I'm so excited about what's to come. If you have any requests as to what I should talk about in one of these videos, you are welcome to suggest some themes in the comments if there's something you would like to hear my thoughts about. And that's it for today. I'm really happy that you stopped by, and if you ended up liking today's video, don't forget to give the video a thumb up, and you can also subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. All of my Instagram accounts are listed down below, and I linked down below also my DIY channel and some other stuff that might be interesting or helpful for you. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful Sunday and see you guys next time. Bye!